Hello, thank you for joining us today. We're here to talk about student life. My name is Michael Tompkinson. I'm the Head of Student Accessibility, Disability and Inclusion. I have my colleague with me today.
Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Phil Dugan. I am the Head of Student Mental Health and Wellbeing.
Okay, so what we're going to do first, we just want to give you a bit of an overview of our Student Life Directorate. So it's a fairly new directorate that's taken over student support and wellbeing, and it compromises of 5 different teams: accessibility, disability and inclusion, student money, safeguarding, support study, and the mental health and wellbeing today. So today we're going to cover accessibility, disability and inclusion, but we'll also give a bit of an overview of mental health and wellbeing also. So to start off with, we think it's really important to go through the standard student journey if you're a student with disabilities and you need to receive reasonable adjustments in line with the Equality Act. Firstly, you're going to see the first arrow is what the student needs to do. You can do this when you're an applicant as well, so it's really important to consider this step when you're joining the university. Through the application team, you can make us aware via UCAS. You can contact us directly via the Disability and Inclusion team via eVision, something known as self-declaration form. You will see this on our website. And you will also be able to email us directly and then provide medical evidence. And what that will enable us to do is move on to the second stage, which is create a tutor awareness sheet, which is our version of a reasonable adjustment plan. What we will do is we'll contact you to offer some support and guidance to make sure that is fit for purpose during your studies, but more importantly, is there any concerns and anxieties that you have that we need to engage with. Finally, what we will then do is encourage you to apply for something called Disabled Students Allowance, DSA. DSA is part of Student Finance England, but it's a really important and pivotal part of your student journey. It can enable access to non-medical helper support and specialist equipment throughout your studies. If you're not eligible for Disabled Students Allowance, what we will do is support you through what you may be able to receive at the university. And then just moving on to the Disabled Students Allowance page, you're going to see a QR code on your screen. What we would encourage you to do is to please take the time to have a view of that, and it'll take you to an application form of how you can make an application. As I've mentioned, you can also receive ergonomic equipment and IT software, and the university does fund £200 towards the cost of this equipment, as that is a requirement via DSA. So as a university, we don't want to see that as a barrier to accessing the support requirements that you need. If you aren't eligible, as I've mentioned, international students or apprenticeship students, it doesn't mean that you can't receive this support. The university will support you in the exact same way. You just need to contact us directly so we can review and assess your support needs and make sure that relevant support is inputted. Finally, from myself, we also input diagnostic assessment support. So if you've ever been told that you may have a neurodiversity, dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, you can get in touch with our team, Accessibility, Disability and Inclusion. We will have a hub at City Campus, and you can book appointments with us at Walsall and Telford also, and online. We will be able to fully fund a diagnostic assessment. So that's something new that the university has started to do. We used to fund £400 towards this assessment, but again, we appreciate there could be a financial barrier towards you accessing that funding. So what we'd like to do is fully fund a diagnostic assessment that will enable you to not only access reasonable adjustments during your time at university, but during your everyday life, during your workplace. And it will also make you eligible for DSA. Thank you for taking the time to listen to that snapshot of the basics, but please do get in touch with the team directly if you'd like to discuss your individual case further. I'm now going to pass on to my colleague, Phil Diogan.
Okay, thank you, Mike. So as Mike was saying, I'm here to speak about student mental health and wellbeing and the offer that the university provides to students who are joining us. So the service is a multidisciplinary team, so it comprises of social worker, counsellor and mental health nurses. These are specialists, practitioners that are called mental health and wellbeing practitioners. And the service operates Monday 9 to 5, and we have various ways in which we have contact with students, and that's directed by yourselves. So if you register with the service and if you go on to our web pages, you'd be able to complete a form. This is once you're enrolled as a student, complete a registration form that then would be viewed and assessed, and within 2 working days, a member of the team would have made contact with you and arrangements would have been made for you to have what we call an assessment to determine with yourself what's happening, what type of support you might need. So you may choose to see us face to face. That currently happens at City Campus at Wolverhampton. You may want to see us via Teams, so that's kind of online video. You may also want to access us by telephone, so whatever mode of contact as a student that you wish to have with us, that is how we will meet with you. So when we do meet with you, a little bit about what the team offers is one-to-one short-term support. So that may be meeting with one of the mental health practitioners. When you meet with us, what is discussed is confidential, and we will see, as discussed, what was happening, what is presenting, how that's impacting on your studies, how you may require additional support. So we may sometimes, with your consent, liaise with Mike's team, the Accessibility, Disability and Inclusion team. So that may be one of the outcomes, that we signpost you internally to services that the university provides, or it may be external support that is offered. We also provide group work and bite-sized workshops. So these psychosocial education opportunities to learn a bit more about various presentations of anxiety or low mood, strategies that can help you to navigate those experiences, gain a better understanding and more general awareness. We also have various resources online that you can access as a student, as well as self-help resource, because you may not necessarily want to or need to see a practitioner, but that opportunity is there should it arise and that you require it. We also provide an opportunity. We work with student volunteers, so they're student wellbeing champions, and they promote various health and social campaigns that may occur throughout the year, but also participate and lead on different types of activities to create a sense of belonging and community. So that student peers working with yourself. So it could be, for an example, like walk and talk activities. It could be events of like playing games, just an opportunity to gather, to talk, and to meet other students, whilst they are also promoting various campaigns that occur throughout the year. So that may be something that you are interested in, and if you are, then you would go onto our web pages and you would see the link for the Wellbeing Champions, and that's something that you can explore either to find out what events are going on, or if you have an interest in becoming one. Again, that is an opportunity that we provide here at the university. The wider offer that is provided from the university, acknowledging that our service is Monday to Friday 9 to 5, is an online offer. So this is WLV Student Life Connect. So this is a service that is 24/7. There's a telephone line, so if you need to speak to someone that there's a crisis, or you need advice, not just pertaining to mental health, but another example could be, for instance, that you've got a parking ticket and you're not quite sure how to resolve that issue, you can contact this number, or it has web-based text facilities where you can contact trained professionals. Again, that's confidential and outside of the university, but funded by us. So that is a broader offer to complement the in-person mental health support that is provided by the university. With that, you also have access to My Possible Self app, which is an app that looks at one's well-being holistically. So once you enroll, that is free to yourself as a student to utilise. So it kind of goes through managing physical health, mental health, and is a great resource for you as a student to use.
And then finally, we're just going to have a look at the Safe Zone app. So this is an app that is available to all students and staff, because the university wants to make sure that everyone feels welcome and safe during the environment at university. So as you're going to see on the screen, the Safe Zone app is available and accessible to both students and staff. The app provides a useful source of reassurance to people working and studying on campus and when travelling in between the different buildings. There's an app that you can download and make available. Now, it won't track you when you're not using the app, but when you do open the app, it can track you, and there's also an emergency button that you're able to click on. Now that means that Scooter will be able to track your location and be with you within a set period of time. Now that's designed to make you feel a bit more safe on campus. That's a really good, useful resource. Finally, just to thank you from ourselves, we appreciate this is a real snapshot of what we can offer at the university. What we would say is if you need anything during your studies, whether that's now, during your studies or towards the end of your graduation, do consider reaching out to Student Life. We are here to help and we have a number of resources available to you. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much and all the best.